So you're going to have to send me the link so I can send it to him.
It's preparing right now. Setting up your meeting for YouTube Live.
Sweet.
We'll make it work. We'll figure it out next week. That'll give me time.
Meeting is now streaming live on YouTube.
There we go.
Sweet.
So you should be able to pull that.
I'll let you start it.
Oh, that done. I got my voice in my headset. I got to turn that off. All right. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It is Monday night. It is 8:30 on it's actually 8:40. We're running a little bit behind technical issues that we're trying to work out, but we appreciate you joining us for the Pro Premium Racing Weekend Review. I am Daniel Ship. That is Bobby Peters, who is the owner of Pro Premium Racing Online. We were working on some graphics and some commercials and stuff this week, but we just need a little bit more time to get it ready. It's something very exciting. Bobby, how you doing tonight, bud?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I am doing well, and it's a night that we don't have racing. We are just going to be discussing. We've got so many vast topics to talk to. In about 5 minutes, we've got a really big guest to come on who has decided to come join us and talk a little bit and mention and discuss things that are going on. You've obviously got some play in that because of some of the stuff that's hanging back behind you. But we're going to do a lot of talking tonight. We'll talk about all the races that took place over the last week. We will talk about point standings. We will discuss RichMar Florist. What do you think about it, Bobby? I know this was kind of a group idea between the two of us. What are you thinking?
I really like the fact that we're doing something like this. I think it's going to be good for everybody involved. Having the 4 series all together, and we can actually get everybody, drivers and sponsors, in with us. We can actually see face to face who everybody is. It's going to be a good time.
And that's the plan, is when we're able to, we can bring those guys in, bring guys that are backing the league, sponsorships that are pushing this league forward. Me and you talked on the phone today with a sponsor and had that discussion. So it's 8:42.
Yeah, you want to
Is he
send me
ready?
over? Yeah, he's ready. If you want to send me that link over so I can send it to him.
All right, I'll get that over. Like I said, guys, bear with us. We're gonna make sure we can get it going. Like I said, it's a whole new experience for us. Normally, we're on the PlayStation and we're talking racing and we're just having a good time. So this is something that we're really looking forward to doing. Looking forward to doing more.
I believe I sent him over the link, so we'll see.
Okay. Yeah, once I get the notification and we can get him in here, we will I'll let you introduce him. I'll let you talk to him, and I'll kind of sit back and just let you go for it once I get the request here. If not, I've got that one. And maybe that one should work. So again, we want to thank everybody tonight for joining us. A great deal of thank yous to all of our sponsors that are part of here. Morgan's Vans Racing, RichMar Florist Racing, Eldridge Skating, Wrecking Racing Podcast, Milner Transport.
I can ramble it off if you want.
Yeah, go ahead. Let him drop. Go ahead.
All right, so we got RichMar Florist, Morgan Vans Racing, Racing Jason, Steel Safe Shelters, Peak, Rogers Racing Engines, Appalachian Holler Hunters, Wrecking and Racing, Eldridge Skating, B3 Ranch, Penguin City Beer, Charlie Langenstein, and Milner Transports.
And we've seen that a lot of those sponsors are primary sponsors for a couple of our series, and they have helped out immensely. And we look forward to a very long-lasting relationship with all of them. We are waiting.
He's saying it's not working.
Let's see here. We'll do the invitation. Let's try that.
He said link it to his email.
Just text to me. I'll try that one too.
Okay.
If he's doing it on his phone, then that one will work, and we'll know that for future. All right, I got that.
Okay. Sorry, guys. Like I said, this is all new to us. We're going to try to get the commercial next time. Maybe you can play it for him right here.
Let's see.
That way we have a second to get Jonathan in here.
Yeah. I will let you talk while I get this sent. You can ramble.
All right. Well, he's texting me saying no go. I said sending email. So let's see if I can pull up the commercial on Discord real quick and post it or show it. Oh, we have no volume. Hold on. There we go. Next week it'll be up there.
Yeah, we'll get it. So talk about it. How does it make you feel being the owner, as I'm still working through this, that, you have the opportunities like this, to have people that have been able to come on, working to get people to come on, the sponsorships, the racing has been incredible these last couple weeks. Tell me what you think so far.
Well, so far, starting out in 2008, I did not expect it to be where it's at today. We have definitely grown a lot. We went from 1 series to 4, and those 4 series are just amazing. We've got the Cup Series, which is sponsored by RichMar Florist and Morgan Vans Racing, and also Racing Jason. Then you have the Bush Series, which is the Pro Morgan Vans.
Oh, I got him in. Here he comes. Finally. It only took us 10 minutes. Hey, let him connect. It only took us like 5 or 6 minutes to get it, but we finally got it going. Jonathan Morrissey, we appreciate you joining us. I will let Bobby introduce you, and we'll go from there.
Well, this is the gentleman who makes all this possible. And I will put this on, but this right here is Jonathan Morrissey. So, Jonathan, it's all you for now. I'll let you take it.
Thanks. Thanks for having me on, Bobby. Thanks for, all the awesome support. I mean, you are like geared up for seasons here now. I love it. But just a little bit about us. I mean, we kind of got involved in racing about 3 years ago. Just doing something really, really simple with, Timmy Hill. And I just thought it was the coolest thing ever to have our logo on a race car, and we were on Josh Room's truck. And, just kind of curiosity, just kind of, really piqued my interest in the sport, and ended up meeting a bunch of people, and people like yourself, and people that are in the garage, and other sponsors. And here we are today. It's crazy.
So is this something that you expected in the beginning to branch out so quickly? Because I mean, we look at it. I mean, the shirts that he's wearing, the merchandise. Well, then you've even got your own car in the game. He's driving it. I got to point correctly. You've got. So I mean, that's got to be a big plus for you guys to see that people are really starting to figure out RichMar Florist is something that is real and is making a growth.
Yeah, I never anticipated on it. I kind of just did it, to check like a personal item off the bucket list, and have some nice access, and have a pretty cool crew shirt, that I wore everywhere I went. And just a good opportunity happened last year in Martinsville. Garrett Smithley kind of really bought into it. I had no idea who he was. I had no idea he was going to drive the car. You know, the shirt that Bobby's wearing is from that race. I mean, it was an afterthought, but you know, Garrett and I wanted to have that done, and you know, it's really neat. I mean, I've got a really neat one framed here in my house, you know, with some lug nuts from the race, which is pretty cool because those lug nuts were actually pink. Spray painted pink, so it's pretty neat. You know, I have a bunch of memorabilia from the different races. You know, not only just the shirts, but I had no idea it would really turn into this, and I had no idea really what the racing community was like. You know, how would people perceive us, and you know, how not only just the fans, but how would the garage perceive us? You know, when I've told Bobby many times when I started out in this thing after I did that thing with Timmy Hill. You know, I had called places and nobody would even return the call. Ended up, you know, going from Timmy Hill to David Reagan. I was really happy there. David retires and I just started meeting other people. And this crew of drivers this year really believes in what we're doing. You know, they are all for our growth in the sport. They're all for each other. You know, everybody's okay with, you know, whatever deal we kind of have going on. And I think it's great. I think it's great that, you know, they support each other. I mean, you know, fans, even like you guys yourself, you know, I mean, just getting in the cars and playing them in the game. I mean, you know, where does it stop? You know, we've had so much success and basically because the racing community buys into what we're doing, appreciates what we're doing. I mean, we're not on Chase Elliott's car, you know, not yet.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, but, you know, I think it's awesome to see, you know, the support across all things, support from other drivers, support from other teams, other sponsors, and the fans. I mean, it's something I never imagined would get to that point. I never imagined, you know, that other celebrities or other drivers would want to be part of what we're doing. And, you know, we're going to look at doing some really fun co-branding next year as well, too. So it should just get better from here.
Well, it definitely branches into that because NASCAR is one of those sports where you have universal fans all over. As I can see, you've got that Philadelphia thing in the background. We're not going to talk about football. Dallas.
Well, I don't really want to talk about football either right now. So.
Exactly. So, but like I was referring to with NASCAR, you can go all the way from California to North Carolina where I'm at, and you have those similar fans that all enjoy the sport. So where you talk about that, you know, you're able to go and create relationships. The fans, you know, that merchandise is what you see. So like Bobby's wearing a RichMar shirt, it really starts to grow and people start to understand that a small company, which is based, I believe, in Pennsylvania. Allentown, is on a major motor vehicle in a Cup Series with RichMar Racing. I mean, that is beyond leaps and bounds.
Yeah, you know, it's awesome. And one of the things that I really pushed for when we made the step, you know, from the associate level to the sponsor to the primary level was merchandising. You know, if I was going to do it, I wanted to do it right. I mean, you know, we have the crew shirts, you know, the hats are new era. You know, I wanted to make sure that, you know, he's got the Gander logo. So he has the Spencer Boyd, like,
yeah, he's got that
Spencer
one.
Boyd.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I just got it. I just got it today. So
just got it today. And he's like a kid in a candy store there.
Yeah.
So, which is awesome. You know, we want fans to be excited and, you know, we want fans to, we love the fact that fans want to even wear our stuff. I mean, I get requests all the time, like, can you do this? Or do you have that? Or are you going to do this? Or are you going to do that? And, you know, we have our racing logo that we developed for this season. So merchandising was definitely, you know, high on my chart. It wasn't something that I wanted to make money on. But, you know, as a fan and like you said, with football, you know, we all want to wear jerseys. Like I've got, you know, a ton of Eagles jerseys. So, you know, why wouldn't race fans want to wear a RichMar jersey? Why not?
Right.
Bobby, you got anything?
Well, so I didn't tell you this because I haven't talked to you since I talked to you earlier. I went into UPS today and I went and sent Ed his Spencer Boyd crew shirt, and the guy in the store is a huge Spencer Boyd fan.
Wow.
And he geeked, like straight up, like screaming like a little girl. It was hilarious. And he's like, "Are you part of NASCAR?" I'm like, "No, I'm the esports driver though." And he goes, "That's awesome." He goes, give me a link. I need something." So I gave him all of our information. He's going to start
That's
tuning
awesome.
in and watching. So I had to
That's
tell
awesome.
So we branch into that where he talks about esports, and we know that iRacing is becoming a huge popularity thing. I mean, we see it that's broadcast live nationally on TV. It was all throughout the weeks. Talk to me about through that progression where now something that anybody can do at their home are now able to acquire sponsorship, and now is branching out into that world where I believe Dale Jr. just became the director over that.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I just had before I was on with you guys, I had a call with another driver agent, and that's what we were talking about, that iRacing isn't going anywhere. Basically, one of my biggest successes of this year was the iRace. Was the very first iRace when, Garrett really didn't have a sponsor, and we kind of didn't know where the season was going to go. I didn't even know if we'd see cars on the track, and it was very reasonable what he wanted for that. And I'm like, you know what? Let's give it a shot. And he texts me and he's like, we're on the pole. I'm like, this is insane. All right. So that, I know I put a lot of time and effort into, our NASCAR stuff because I love sports. I mean, that's definitely a passion of mine. So, I do put a lot of my own time in it, but at the same time, I think that all the drivers we sponsor and even their teams do an awesome job of keep pushing that envelope. And guys like Bobby and, there's a lot of fans out there. There's a lot of people that ask me, hey, I'd love to have your logo for iRacing, which is incredible that people really want to be a part of what we're doing. They like that aspect of that family aspect that we kind of bring, just as we do with our own everyday business that we bring to racing, that here's your chance. And just as it's my chance to be part of something bigger than myself, it's also a part for everybody to be able to do that. So I think it's great. I mean, I was very fortunate with the success of the iRace. That got me Dover Speedway, basically. That got me an agreement with them for the next 3 years, and plenty of opportunities that are going to come with that as well too. So, for me and Bobby, Bobby Elite, Chad at Elite, these are guys that are tweeting about us every week. They're driving our cars. Stefan Wilson is just unveiled a new livery for our Indy 500 this week. It's a sick, teal and black paint scheme, very similar to Garrett's, just different colors. We even have a tribute to his brother on there too, a nice subtle little tribute to Justin. And he wanted to be part of it, which I think is awesome. It's really cool. Todd Eldridge, who's involved with Bobby, he and I have become friends through this. He has some custom schemes that look like our car on ice. I mean, it's so cool to see these opportunities and to see celebrities that want to be a part of what we're doing just as much as Bobby does. It's awesome. It's just a great feeling that we've come that far in that little bit of time.
Where did you see this going when you started it?
I really didn't have I really didn't have a direction for it. I really didn't. I just thought, it was something really cool to do. And I thought, wow, what a great opportunity. And, it wasn't financially crushing, to do it. And, what great access. I mean, last year at Martinsville, even leading up to last year at Martinsville, I didn't really see it turning into what it turned into. But obviously the business side of me saw more and more opportunities kind of falling into place, with the success of Martinsville last year, and the iRace this year. I think it got a lot of eyes on us pretty quickly. And I got to credit Spencer Boyd a lot too, because he really took a chance on what he has done for me this season. And, I think that it turned out very well for both of us. But he really took a chance on me, and as I did with him, I didn't really know how things would, go in the truck series. And, if he would have told me the most popular driver that I sponsor would be my truck series driver, I would have never imagined that. I mean, Spencer's popularity fits with exactly what we're doing. We want to build a family-based environment for fans, for drivers, for other sponsors. He fits that perfectly. I want somebody that is going to be fan friendly, is going to sign autographs, is going to take pictures, is just going to interact with people, because that's what we do too. So a lot of credit goes out to him for building these other opportunities with Stefan Parsons, Josh Bilecki, Ryan Vargas. A lot of these things have stemmed from Spencer's relationship with people in racing. So the godfather of RichMar needs some credit there too.
Right.
Yeah.
He's getting right. I think he has a good shot at getting most popular driver this year too.
I think so. And it's just based on his persona. He gives up a lot of his private life for racing, but at the same time, people love him for it. And I think he just does an outstanding job of over delivering for all of his sponsors, and a lot of younger kids that I talk to, they're kids because I'm almost 40 and they're, coming up in their late teens and 20s. They want to know, how do I become a part of all this stuff? I'm like, look at Spencer Boyd, look at what he's doing. This is a great role model for yourself. Yes, this guy isn't taking checker flags every week, but he's making himself look really good doing it. And he's doing things the right way. And he's involving fans and creating a family environment. And that's what we're looking for. And what a great role model.
Absolutely.
So with RichMar Florist, you guys have been around for what, 70? Is it
almost
55?
55, yep.
Yeah, 1955.
Yeah.
So
I
you guys,
I wish my grandfather was alive for this, because this would be right up his alley, man. He's the true American dream. He started this in the basement of a townhouse.
yeah.
I wish he wouldn't really be that old. He'd be in his late 80s.
Mm-hmm.
So technically, he could still be around. Been gone, for a long time. But he would just love this. Like this would be right up his alley. He'd be flying down to Charlotte or Miami to be hanging out with these guys. He'd be a lot more interactive even than I am in it. But I think that I've been fortunate in my 17 years full time to fall into some great opportunities, with a lot of organizations that are a lot bigger than ourselves: Pocono, Dover, the Lehigh Valley Phantoms, Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs. I've been so fortunate for doing things the right way and just having an outside the box thought on these things. No other florist is involved in racing, not even anywhere near the level that we're on. So,
right.
Maybe that won't always be the case, but for right now, we're going to try to capitalize on that as best as possible.
So I'm getting asked from a lot of people, do you have any special updates that you can give out for next year? Like if you're teaming up with anybody in special, or if there's a certain paint scheme coming out soon.
Well, I think that we're going to be really hard to pry these paint schemes away from these guys. It's going to be really hard to come up with something new, because, the nice part about us is, we're one brand, but each driver kind of has his own identity in the brand.
Right.
And everybody loves their identity. So it's going to be tough to change up these colors. I have lots of opportunities on deck that I never had available before. And I've talked to some really high profile people over the past couple weeks about trying to do some different things. And, I think you'll see our presence grow in NASCAR. I think that you'll see, you'll probably definitely see us back with Parsons and Boyd and Garrett. I think you'll definitely see us back in those capacities. And, who knows what other opportunities are kind of out there for us. I have some great branding ideas coming up for next season, to try to, get some more eyeballs on us, and possibly looking at doing some celebrity / organizational co-branding ideas, just to get some more eyes on us, and, maybe with another athlete, or maybe with a, performer, something like that, I think would be a lot of fun to do. So we may have to change the paint scheme for that if something comes through. But, I think these schemes have kind of, I don't want them to get stale, but I think that they've become very recognizable with our brand. So it's going to be really hard to change a lot of these things out, because I think that these guys love these schemes.
Well, and you talk about that because, I scroll through your guys' Twitter. I always see it at RichMar Racing. You guys have talked about, there was a tweet you guys made 5 days ago about a new partnership in Pennsylvania with Bridgeport Speedway and Mark Smith. I saw that tweet.
Yeah, we got a win on that, our second of the season. Unfortunately, Mark got wrecked. Mark has, I I'm going to say like 22 or 23 victories in sprint cars this year, which is second to nobody.
Yeah.
He's got more than even Kyle Larson had, racing at a little bit less horsepower than what Kyle had. But it was a good opportunity that kind of came together at the last second. And Mark lives in PA. He's about 2 hours away from me, and actually hung out with me when Spencer drove at the truck race at Dover. And his agent came down to my house. We had dinner together, watched the race together, had a great night together. So just kind of waiting for the right opportunity to kind of happen. And my first experience in grassroots racing, unfortunately with COVID, I didn't go, to the race, but to get another W this season's awesome. So, who knows, there's definitely a lot of opportunities out there that weren't there before. So, but one of the things I do want to try to focus on on the national series is coming up with some kind of very fun co-branding thing that fans can kind of get excited about and kind of get behind, and maybe get some more eyeballs on us that, weren't there before. Especially if we're going to be back with the same people, how can we build on that? And how can we build our popularity? How can we build their popularity? I've got some great ideas for the guys if they're willing to buy into them.
That's awesome.
And I continue on that. You've got, you guys had the helmet at Bristol that was Kyle Weatherman's helmet. I mean, it's the little things, that are really starting to grow. And to me, I'm not going to be no disrespect. I knew nothing about RichMar, and I'm a huge NASCAR fan. I am. So, and what it seems to me is this really opens up that possibility for more small businesses, small ownership, small companies to really get their name out there and push for that big branding style like we're seeing now.
Yeah, I think that NASCAR is one of the few sports that, larger small businesses like myself can be a part of. I would have never imagined it would get to this. There definitely is a warming up period, to build that respect in the garage. And I think as soon as you get that respect, then everybody starts noticing it. And all of a sudden, like the helmet with Kyle Weatherman, honestly, I just did that to do some good in the sport. The sport was so good to us this past season. Kyle, unfortunately, had a lot of his personal items stolen. Harmon Racing gets a lot in political. I didn't really want to get into the politics of things, but at the same time, I know from dealing with drivers that are on a budget that your stuff is really valuable. Your gloves, your helmet, all your personal stuff is your stuff. And Kyle had been talking to me throughout the season. Been supporting me, through Rick Ware, and I had been asking him like, "Hey, did you find your stuff?" And I'm like, "No." And he said, "They took my helmet." And I was like, "You know what? I'm going to buy you a helmet." And he's like, "Nah, you don't have to do that." I'm like, "Nah, I'm going to buy you a helmet." And, just the emotion that he had behind that I was willing to do that. It was something, it was just something I wanted to do. It was something I was fortunately able to do. And, something that he's obviously eternally grateful for. And, it was nice to do. I mean, helmets are just another great way to brand through the sport. You can't always afford to have the car, but there's always, fans love the helmets. They love looking at the helmets. It's a shame we didn't have more people at the track this year, but what a great branding. Kyle wore it every race. Ryan Vargas wore his every race. Spencer and Garrett have them. They've been wearing them. I'm probably going to get one for Stefan this year. So, it's just another way of branding out when we're not on the car, we're there and creating interest in us. And like you said, you didn't know anything about us before. I'm not offended by any means. That's the idea. That means that we're doing something right, that we've got more eyeballs on us. So I just want to build off of that for next season. I want to, continue enjoying what I'm doing. And, who knows, maybe, add a driver or two, or add some kind of small deal with somebody, and hopefully, we can kind of keep the deals that we had this season and be back with our guys, and, have a great group of guys. I really enjoyed, even though I didn't get to go to Pocono, I really enjoyed spending the weekend, with the guys and playing golf and letting them kick my butt in go-karting. I kind of learned that if you get in a go-kart and you think, man, as a kid, I used to do pretty good in these things, you never want to do it with NASCAR people. They're going to kick your butt. It was awesome.
So I have a question for you. Obviously, You can see back here the Nastober shirt from Morgan Vans Racing and
Mhm.
Tamarcus. Tell us about how you guys came together, and obviously you guys came up to oh, here, I got the shirt on, so it's easier. This.
Yeah, Tamarcus and I've kind of hooked up after Martinsville. Just kind of back and forth with each other on social media, and I've got a lot of respect for what he's trying to do, and he's a big supporter of what we're trying to do, and he's like, I love these shirts. I sent him one, way back when we did the first ones, and it just came up the idea of, could you help me out with X? I want to brand together, and it was a good opportunity to work with Fort Worth Apparel, who did those shirts. They provide all the apparel for Rick Ware on the Cup, Developmental, Xfinity. John Garrett is awesome. He's also a really good iRacer too.
Nice.
Yeah. So the opportunity was there. I mean, John came up with that logo all on his own, and Tamarcus and I were just like, wow, this is sick.
Absolutely.
And, I told John what they were for. John wouldn't even take anything for them, so, it was awesome, just trying to help Tamarcus, get kickstarted. And that's what racing is really all about. That's what I've kind of learned over the last 3 years, that, the more that you put into it, the more you're going to get out of it, especially if you help the people that really, really need it. They really appreciate it. And I'm just fortunate that I have such great people that want to be a part of what we're doing. And Tamarcus is definitely, one of those people. He wants to support it, in every way possible. And what a greater way to be on a shirt together.
All right.
I'm excited for mine. Mine is here, but I've been slammed with Zoom calls. So after I'm done with you guys, I'm gonna open that baby up and tweet about it probably tomorrow. But I'm excited. It's just another great way to brand, and a great way to brand with good people. I think that I've been really, really fortunate to fall into some great people this season, and those great people have led to other great people. The Rick Ware family of drivers is kind of what led me to a relationship with Tamarcus. And I think it's awesome that he sees what we're doing and he likes what we're doing. And it's all about, like I said, building a family and giving the fans something back, and growing our business at the same time.
So in that discussion, we've talked about it, RichMar Florist Racing. Explain to us, and I should have asked you sooner, your role as far as RichMar Racing. As you say, you've fallen in, you've created these relationships. As far as in the racing world and the sponsorships and agents world, what is your role in this?
It's all me. Everything you see there is all me. There's nobody that helps me with it. I do the marketing, for our company. I can design, as well too. I do a lot less of that. I'm more involved in sales and our marketing. So, we do the run of the mill marketing, the billboards, the TV, the radio, that kind of stuff. But all the sports stuff, has really come up over the past probably 10 years. I did the flowers for the Women's US Open in 2009. I'm hopefully going to do the Senior Open when it returns to our area in the next 3 years. So, these things have just, a lot of people have taken chances on me over the years, and, and rightfully so. That has really, really boosted us into this. So, the racing concept, I learned on my own. Nobody told me how to do it. Nobody told me what you should do. My way of doing things in racing is probably a little bit more unorthodox. Most sponsors, stay us, and I think Plan B Sales, or what is Circle B now, kind of have the same philosophy. I didn't take it from them, but somebody just, I think Spencer mentioned, he's like, yeah, that's what Plan B does. I'm like, oh yeah, I never even realized that. I think, to me, I was told, you're supposed to stay with one driver, whatever. I don't think that's, to me, it would be like saying, well, okay, I'm only going to do billboard now because that's all I should really do. No, nobody would do that. Nobody with any marketing sense would say, I just want to stick with one guy. Everybody would say, I want as many eyes on me from as many angles as possible. So that's just kind of the approach I took. So, the merchandise you see, the fire suits, the helmets, I'm involved in all those things. I mean, obviously SMD does a lot of our stuff. Sean McGee's awesome. But he and I have that conversation, and I allow people to do things, and he just I say, hey, I want to do this. He just comes up with it. So, but I'm highly involved in all that apparel, that collection of apparel that Bobby has compiled, and even even down to the hero cards, or what word are we going to put on the hero cards? What's the hero card going to look like? All those things. So anything you see that's racing related, I don't want to take all the credit for it, but there's nobody else to.
No, I mean, absolutely. If it's yours, you take credit for it. Absolutely.
I'll try to.
All I got to say, Jonathan, is you should have saw him like 20 minutes beforehand. It was, is this shirt in frame? Okay, should I move it to the left? What about back to the right? Should I wear this shirt? Should I wear this other shirt? Should I wear the hat? It was a whole thing.
I believe it, but it's awesome. It takes a lot of thought, and I enjoy doing podcasts. I enjoy, interacting with fans. I enjoyed getting everybody, who bought into the crew shirts, giving them a piece of memorabilia that they probably wouldn't otherwise have. And I mean, how cool is that people want our company, they want to wear our company's shirt. I think it's incredible.
Well, and you talk about crew shirts, I branch back to esports. We and Bobby had mentioned this to me before, that RichMar had created with Morgan's Vans an esports team.
Right.
Is that the same concept as a Hendrick or Gibbs? I mean, these guys are going to be working together, practicing whatever, but it's under that RichMar Morgan's Van banner. How did that?
Yeah, we have 2 esports teams going on. Bobby has successfully started our second one with Tamarcus, which I think is really cool, to be able to kind of share that between the 3 of us. I have one with Elite Racing as well, too, that Chad Frankenfield takes care of. And it's awesome, the guys all race together. I mean, RC Anderson, who's competed in Indy, is part of that. We're really trying to get Stefan Wilson to become a part of that as well, too, over on the Indy side of things. So they're kind of on the Indy side of things. Bobby's kind of on the NASCAR side of things. But yeah, I mean, it's awesome. I mean, and just to be able to have those outlets and have younger people excited in what we're doing and wanting to be part of what we're doing. And I think it's incredible. I think that, people like Chad and like Bobby, deserve all the credit for that, because they're taking care of all of that on their own. I think it's awesome, that they take on these extra things, and they want to tweet about it and they want to be part of it. That's what we want. We want fans to be excited. We want people to be supportive, and that's the only way. Let's face it, that's the only way that we're going to be able to stay around in racing for a long time, is that if fans support it, and larger companies see it, celebrities see it. That's what we need. We need people to keep eyeballs on us and keep talking about us, and we're growing followers. It's a slow process, but we're growing followers every day, and it's really cool, and just a great year, to get some wins. Corey Lejoy, Martinsville led a lap with us on the quarters. How awesome is that? I can't really ask for too much more this season. It's going to be really hard to top it next year.
You guys are going to get a win.
Yeah, I mean that I don't know. Maybe I would quit when I hit that. That's it. Take my ball and go home now. No, I would never quit after that. But at some day, man, it would be great. It would be great to hit victory lane. But in the meantime, we're gonna have fun. And one of the important things for me is making the drivers and making the team look good doing so. We don't just want to put our name on a car. We want that car to really be a representative of our creativity. And just like you can see with the crew shirts that Bobby has, we want to, and the hats, whatever it's going to be. If we're going to do it, we want to do it right. We want to have the apparel. We want to make that crew feel extra special that day and extra proud that they're representing our brand.
Absolutely. And we see it as far as your brands. You've graced us with our Cup Series. You are a primary sponsor in the Pro Premium League, which is a really big deal to us. It really helps. I know, we're nowhere yet where we want to be, and we have that feeling of going somewhere, and we appreciate your support. I echo that sentiment as Bobby does. We appreciate that wholeheartedly.
It's awesome. It's great to be a part of what you guys are doing, and I was so glad we could get our cars in the game, especially because Bobby wanted to be a part of us before we were cool, so he wanted to be a part of it right from the start. And I didn't even know what he was even talking about at first. Like we have a league, and he was nice enough to dumb it down for me. And now obviously I know all this stuff, but it was really neat that he wanted to be a part of it. And now he's getting to enjoy, just as I am, the success of it. And, the success of it comes from multiple levels of, like I said, from driver all the way down to fan. So it's great to have support from all these different angles. I really, really hope to grow in NASCAR. I hope that, I think we're going to get some decent opportunities with Indy this year. So, I think that there's probably going to be something that goes on there. To what capacity, I don't really know yet. But I definitely have a lot of friends now on the Indy side that I didn't have before. So I think that there's definitely probably some excitement that'll happen there that I don't really know yet, but
we'll work up to be your first outlet. We'll create that relationship between me and you. So if something comes up, we'll bring you on Mondays at 8:30 and you can use us.
Yeah, definitely. It's awesome. I mean, there's definitely going to be some fun stuff going on next year for sure. Just in what capacity and what we can pull off. I'm hoping we can pull off some fun stuff. I'm hoping that we can just keep building.
Now I'm going to spin this on you. You said I'm your heat driver. Not only am I heat, but we're looking at iRacing next year.
Yeah, I think that I know you can't talk about everything on that yet, but man, I think that you have really fallen into something good there. I guess my luck's rubbing off on you. Yeah, I mean, and just like I said, I mean, the whole idea of success in anything you do is not stopping. So, whenever I go back to my alma maters, like I go back to my high school or go back to my college, I always tell kids, like, don't be satisfied with your mediocrity. Yeah, you can get by doing things just one way, but you want to keep building on success the rest of your life. I wouldn't be where I am today if I wasn't motivated. If I didn't take some chances or take some risks, not huge ones, but some, and but if I didn't have a passion to keep going, if I didn't have a passion to keep building off of that stuff, I'd probably still be an associate sponsor on just some random car, that didn't mean what it means to fans now. You know what I mean? I never, kind of like Lowe's, I never want to stop improving, is basically what I want to do. I think that, like I said, we've just been so fortunate and fortunate to make some great relationships the past 2 seasons and to keep building off of that. I have no doubt that we will keep building off of it.
All right. Well, Jonathan, it is 9:22. We went way over.
Is there anything for you to plug, social media, websites, anything where people can look for anything like that?
Yeah, it's really easy to find us. You can find us at RichMar Florist, on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, /RichMar Florist, and on Twitter at RichMar Racing. Just follow our guys, follow us. Follow. Plug in for people that aren't following your league right now too. Follow your league, follow Elite Racing.
Absolutely.
Follow all these guys. There's some great people out there that, like yourselves, that just absolutely love the sport. And I think that that's what any good sponsor would want to keep coming back. They want the passion, not only on their side of things, but they want the passion on the fan side of things. And, I was so happy that we could get cars in NASCAR heat for you guys. And thank you to everybody over at Heat for doing that. We're going to talk closer to them going into next season. So hopefully you can get our logo in the custom shop. And,
that was intense having you and I work with that. That was a big thing.
We did. It was, and a lot of credit goes to you too for keep pushing. We pushed on every angle. Dover pushed. We just kept pushing and pushing and pushing. I mean, they're probably happy to just get rid of us, but, but that's the idea, and now, once everything was executed and released, I talked to them and I said, we should talk about this. And they were like, oh yeah, we already have you on the list to talk about next season. So I'm hoping that we can get some of our deals kind of squared away, ahead of time. And that content can be in there and ready to roll from day one, so that we're not hanging around till the last half of the season or last quarter of the season to get our content in there. I think we can deliver that to fans and get fans even more excited about, what we're going to do and want to be part of what we're doing. So
absolutely.
It's great. Yeah. I mean, but thank you, thank you guys for your support, because that definitely helped. I mean, it's awesome sitting here with my daughter, driving the RichMar car or driving the RichMar truck. And a lot of people are like, you have a car in that game? Like, no, we have 3.
We have 3. We
Right,
moved it
right.
up to the world. We got 3. Well, Jonathan, we appreciate it, brother. We thank you for coming
Thanks.
on. We look forward to having you later on in the year, maybe close up to Daytona. That'd be great we can touch base with you again, but we appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely. Bobby's always on top of me. He always kind of knows what's going on. So he has inside scoop on stuff. So, I think you'll see over the next month or two, some things kind of fall in place.
We might have to have him on sooner than that.
I hope so.
Well, we appreciate it, Jonathan. You have a good night, sir.
Thanks, guys.
No, thank you.
No problem.
So that was Jonathan Morrisey, who was with RichMar Florist Racing. That was really great. Our first interview went very well, I think. I think we did okay.
Absolutely.
So we got about 5 minutes left here. We don't want to go too long. We appreciate whoever is watching on YouTube. We hope to.
We have 12 people right now.
Hey, and I appreciate every single 12 of those people. I do. We'll kind of touch base real quick. The whole point is our weekend review. So I was, while y'all were talking, looking through the standings and stuff, and so we'll work from bottom to top. So we'll discuss the development series, which I drive in. You had the opportunity as well to broadcast that race. On Saturday, they were at Iowa. Goose took the win there, and they will be this week at Mid-Ohio, which is your home track. That is your area.
Yes.
Talk about what you've seen as the owner, the development series. The competition, me being behind the wheel and not in the broadcast booth, which I'm very familiar with. If you guys haven't listened, Tuesdays and Wednesdays, you can hear me. On Wednesdays, I'm with, I get it right, Bobby.
You're right, because you're on that side of me.
I know, but I got to point this way and you're over there. So me and Bobby are in the booths on Wednesdays. Bobby, talk to me about what you saw from the development series this past weekend.
All right. So we had 4 new people join last week. One of those being Emily, which is Boz's girlfriend, or actually Boz's wife.
Who?
Oh, wife.
Wife. It's wife. I knew it was wife.
Anyways, she finished 6th, and that's a great feat for somebody that has never played this game in their life, and she did a really good job. Goose did a really good job. Had a late restart that helped him get up there. E4 had a dominant truck the whole night.
And then the late race caution that ends it. You talk about Emily. In case you guys watch and you don't know who Alex is, Boz on the Cup Series and Busch Series and Truck Series, that is his wife, Emily. We call her Bozette, but I think she plays under his gamer tag, so we'll go with that. So we'll be at Mid-Ohio on Saturday, 8:30. We'll be live here on YouTube. Make sure to tune in for that. We move up to trucks. Just had a truck race last night. You were in the booth with Mike Sr., a.k.a. Mr. Hit Pace Car. I'll get it right sooner or later. That was a very long race. I was in that one as well. They were at Kentucky. E4 comes away with a win there. He's been putting some good races together.
Yeah, we should have brought that up to Jonathan, because obviously he retweeted it and liked it. He was running the RichMar Florist 20 truck.
That is right. He was.
And he had a heck of a truck. Obviously, you guys see right here, he's getting that shirt right there tomorrow, and he'll be able to wear that on Sundays and represent the truck series. But I think our biggest underdog in that series right now is Goose, yourself, Det White. You guys are all right there, and you guys are all kind of doing your thing.
Well, it's been fun too, because you in development series, it's a 7 to 10 to 12 kind of members, whereas trucks last night we raced with, I believe, 20. We raced exactly, and at the midst of a race it got down to 18 due to internet issues, people dropping out.
Right.
But you're talking about a speedway at Kentucky, which it's not a small track, it's not a big track, it's kind of that mile and a half or so. But you have a lot of competition really quick, and these guys are very good at communicating, letting you know where you're at. And so there's a lot of leeway there, but it's good competition. So I agree with you. It's it's been a lot of fun with that. So then we move forward. Busch Series last week. Oswald pulls away the win at Richmond, and
That was an underdog story.
Yeah, and that came down to pit strategy as well. I mean, you were in the booth for that. E was winning very well there. Boz was right there with him. We were going back and forth, back and forth. I believe E4 had a speeding penalty, if I'm not mistaken, that kind of hindered him.
1 mile per hour over.
Exactly, and we saw it was Oswald and Silver was in there, or was it Silver? No, not Silver.
I don't remember who. It was Oswald and I believe Kyle Petrie.
Kyle, that is right. And they will be at Pocono on Wednesday.
That's going to be a fun race to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. Those guys have just started their season up. They're only about 3 races into the season. So they've had Daytona, they've had Atlanta, they've had Richmond, and they'll move to Pocono. And then we go to the Cup Series. You guys had the Roval last week where you were able to pull out a win. A very close win, as I was calling it, over Boz. Boz put a lot of pressure on you there. So you guys move forward ahead this week. Where are you guys at this week?
We are at Dega. Yeah, I seen that face.
And I only say that because we know what happens. I mean, it's
follow the leader.
It's that too, but you know, with the way, and see that this is where heat differs from iRacing. Heat, people are on controllers. You can be on a controller if you ain't got a big, powerful, expensive wheel. You ain't got to have one. As long as you know how to drive, you are more than willing to come into this league. But you have those people that have controllers and you have those people that have wheels, and especially at Dega, the whole point is to stay on the bottom of that yellow line, stay right at the yellow line. And it's going to be that pinball effect. We're going to go left, right. Nobody's going to stay straight. So we know that there's probably going to be a caution here or there. So we look forward to that. You guys are getting ready to coming close now to the playoffs. We've only got a few races left, I believe, before the playoffs. We have
5 races left to the playoffs, and that counts tomorrow's race.
Exactly. So it's coming down to the meat and potatoes, getting ready for playoffs. There should be some good competition. I know I've always mentioned it. You you're right there at, I believe, your record, which is 12.
It's not even my record. It's somebody else's record that joined our league back in 2010. And just absolute domination. It was nobody could touch him. He was just win after win after win. And then he got to the playoffs and just laid an egg. I mean, flat out laid an egg.
So you guys get ready for Dega this week. We echo to everybody, and we've been getting actually a few messages this week. People interested in joining. I think we added a few more this week.
We've added 9.
Exactly. I mean, it's been incredible, the growth, and we appreciate it. The more, the merrier. We can really make this work, guys. Make sure to go to our Facebook page, Pro Premium Racing Online League, our Twitter, Pro Premium Racing. Is it G, right?
It's at Pro Premium Racing.
Yeah. Our YouTube, which you're watching right now, if you haven't seen it, make sure to go there. All of our videos are uploaded. I work to try to put them in playlists. That way they're in order, and I got to move them up and down, but we try to do our best we can to stream there. Our Instagram, we do have an Instagram, so make sure to follow that. So
it's pro_premium_racing_online.
Hey, we'll get it. So again, for myself, as you can see right there, Daniel Ship, and then Bobby Peters is over on my left, his right. From all of us here, and thank you again to Jonathan Morrisey, who spent about 45 minutes with us for the most part, 45 minutes, which was really good. I love it. I mean, it was a very informative interview. I take away a lot. We looked to probably do about an hour show each Monday. Should have another guest on hopefully next week.
I can say that I have 2 people that I'm talking to. One of them is Charlie Langenstein. He used to work for Jimmy Johnson back when he went on his 5-year run.
Mm-hmm.
He works for Starcom Racing now.
The 00.
Yes. And so I'm looking at bringing him on, and also to Marcus Morgan, which is Morgan Vans Racing.
Mm-hmm.
Bring him on.
Great sponsor.
obviously you guys see one sponsor, two sponsor, and then you have this one over here of the Nastober. If you guys like that shirt or the shirt that I had on earlier, the one that has Morgan Vans and RichMar, if you guys do like those and you want to buy one, get a hold of Tamarcus Morgan on Facebook or get a hold of us in the league, and we will get a hold of him and it'll get you guys in contact. Shirts are $25, sweatshirts a little bit more. But we're super excited to be working with him. I know that he's very intrigued on what's going on. And our league, like Ship, you know this, our league is actually growing drastically in the past 6 months.
Absolutely. And I echo that, because our plan also is not only to have sponsors on, but our plan is each week that we can highlight a driver or two that performed very well, and we would love to bring them on here. And we do our post-race interviews normally after the races, but our plan and what I've said before, you guys watch us all the time, is I want to be able to put a face to a name. You see these great screen names all over, Trump Train, Blaine Ty Raven, E4 Racing. I want you guys to be able to know who those guys are, and that they're just regular people just like me and you that just love NASCAR. So again, Daniel Ship, Bobby Peters, we thank you all for tuning in tonight for our inaugural Pro Premium Racing Weekend Review. We hope next week should be a little bit smoother and on time. So from all of us, we bid you a good night.